Hello, happy Saturday. It's Sheray. I just wanted to come on and do something what I'm calling today coffee talk. It's about 10:30 on Saturday morning, and I figured I would do this. At first, I was going to do like a live stream from from Facebook, and I figured that that might be a good idea, but it's a couple of pictures that I wanted to show, and I didn't invite anybody formally to the Facebook, so I was like, maybe I'll save that for another time where I actually have a guest. But what I wanted to do is do, I guess, my version or at least a recap video of Project Runway season two and a couple of notes that I took and a couple of thoughts, and then I also had a couple of new items that I purchased that I haven't yet opened, so it's kind of like a unveiling kind of thing. So I will go ahead and start with, let me turn my fan off. It is kind of loud. So the first thing, Project Runway season two. First of all, like, can I just tell y'all that I am super excited that Avon is involved with Project Runway. Like, I already love the show. I'm already a big fan. I love Avon, Avon Fashions, Avon Makeup, and so just having the opportunity to be able to, be a part of it is actually kind of dope. So I'm excited. I'm sipping my coffee here because again, this is coffee talk. And by the way, this is actually my Avon mug. You can get a good look at that. It says "Hello, beautiful." Um, yeah, I love this. It's ceramic. It has the silicone top, so you can put it in the microwave. I hope they bring these back or some version of it very soon. But this was definitely a good look around. They had this out around Mother's Day. Avon always has like really good gifts, by the way. All right, so let's talk about Project Runway. Where are my notes? So it started off in season two, and I'm okay. Let me just back up. I'm not the best storyteller, so bear with me because I'm working out this new storytelling thing that we learned from Rep Fest with Kendra's seminar. So this is my attempt at storytelling. Anyway, so we start out Project Runway season two. It's of the infamous Unconventional Materials Challenge, the very first one that they are doing at a waste management facility. So they, everybody wakes up. They wake up, there's a note there, hey, get ready. There are hard hats available and vests and everything. And they're like, oh, snap, you know, clearly wherever we're going is not somewhere safe, which by the way, some people opted to wear like shorts and like skirts. I'm like, if someone said you need to wear a hard hat somewhere, I would be like, okay, let me put on my Timberland boots, let me put on some jeans. Like, I would certainly not have stepped out anywhere with a pair of shorts, but nonetheless, some of these fashion choices, some of these people, they wore their shorts. So anyway, so they get out there. Sure enough, it's a recycling plant. Everybody's like, oh my God, it smells awful. So you could just imagine being in the midst of, what your garbage truck smells like, or if you've ever passed by a garbage truck, what your garbage can might smell like. Like, could you imagine being at a waste management facility? Okay, cool. So they get Tim Gunn comes out. The woman who's in charge at Mary Claire, I forget her name, she comes out. They're like, boom, whoever wins this challenge is going to win a spread, about sustainability, basically clothes that are recyclable or sustainable, that, because that's the wave of the future, recycling and being able to sustain materials and repurpose them for other things like fashion. And she had on this dress, and the dress was made from like water bottles, like I forget how many, 200 water bottles or something crazy like that, but nonetheless, so that's a good prize to aspire for. But they dropped the bombshell that yes, this is not just the Unconventional challenge, but it's the first team challenge of the season. So, okay, there are 15 of them. Tim draws out the bag. He picks out random teams. So it's okay. I can't read my handwriting. I can't read my handwriting. I don't know. What does it say? Does it say Constance? I don't know. Constance, Michael, Cantaro, Deontay, and Margarita, the girl from I think she's from Puerto Rico. So it's like all dudes and her. I thought that was odd, right? So that's how you know this is definitely a random draw. The second group was Erin, Botany. I think her name is pronounced Botany, but they pronounce it all different types of ways. If you see Heidi calls her Botany, the other guy called her Botany, like that. Nobody actually, she never corrects people and be like, okay, my name is pronounced Botany, but nonetheless, all right. So it's Erin, Botany, Ayana, Brandon, and Kenya. And then in the third group is Centel, Samantha, Amy, Claire, and Sean. All right. So boom, the teams are picked. They got 5 minutes to go through all this garbage and pull material. So everybody's scrambling for 5 minutes. Boom, they're grabbing materials. They're grabbing rolls of bolts of plastic. And I mean, I don't know what kind of stuff they're grabbing, but everybody's grabbing. They're fighting. This is my pile. Leave my pile alone. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, boom. They get everything back. So again, like keep in mind that they are in a waste management facility. And I just have to show y'all this picture because something really odd happened. And it flashed on the screen for like a good second or two. And I caught it and I was like, skirt. Let me rewind that. So let me see if I can show you this real quick. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me get to Zoom. Can I share my screen? Hold on. Share screen. There we go. All right. I'm going to share my desktop, maybe. I'm going to share the desktop. Is that what we're trying to do? Bear with me, y'all, because I'm still new to this. But anywho, so I'm sharing the desktop. And I'm hoping that you guys are seeing this image that I see, which is this picture of one of the twins. I presume it's the one. I can't tell. Can you guys tell? They both had on black shirts. Does this girl have a nose ring? So this must be the one with the bald head. Do you see her head in her mouth? Do you see her surrounded by garbage with the heart handle? Like, girlfriend, I don't know if she cut her finger or whatever, but old girl put her fingers in her mouth. Where they do that at? Like, where did you? I mean, I'm seeing the potential for all kinds of fungus and growth, and like, I was just appalled to see her put her hand right in her mouth after digging through trash, y'all. Like, that was crazy. That was just super stupid crazy. Stupid crazy to me. So anyway, so let me see if I can get back. Like, how do I stop? Okay, I'm gonna stop the share. All right. Yo, comment below. What do you think about that? Where they do that at? Anyway, all right. So girlfriend. Anyway, they all get back to the show, their workroom. Everybody's sorting through their garbage. Everybody's coming up with a game plan. So they're all given the task of coming up with team names for their team. So one group comes up with, their vision goes in this whole like Japanese direction, Japanese modern, their girl's modern. She likes, things that are futuristic. So they decide to call themselves Team Wabi Sabi, right? And the guy, I guess maybe he's Japanese, I forget. Please forgive me, I don't remember. But he goes into, it's kind of like a play on words, something fun that doesn't have a whole lot of depth to it, but sounds good alliteration. It kind of encaptures what they're trying to do. So they go with, okay, you're wabi sabi. It's kind of like wasabi. I get it. Let's do it. All right, boom. So then the second team is like, oh, our girl is, I'm seeing all, the water. I'm seeing fluidity. Maybe she's a resort, resort style. Then someone throws out sea glass. So finally someone's like, how about tsunami? And they're like, yeah, tsunami. I like that. So the team is like, boom, we team tsunami. cool. Then the other group is like, okay, our girl, maybe she's a socialite. She likes to party. She's a city girl. But she, really is into, wearing sustainable materials. How, she's balling on a budget. They're like, okay, yeah, we like that. Balling on a budget. Let's do it. Let's do it. So you got their teams. They're all set up. They kind of got a vision for who their girl is, and they go to work. So immediately, the one of the twins, she starts to have issues. Okay, it's the girl Sean, right? The one with the bald head. She, they're all given a card of who their model is. This season, there are models of all different sizes, which I freaking love. Like, not all of them are tall, not all of them are, average size. Not all of them are like waist thin. There are women of every size and shape, some curvier than others, some more bustier than others. And each week they change models. So you don't get to, get used to your model, so to speak, and then, have an advantage that you only have to fit one type of woman. You get more experience. So this season, I think that's great that they're doing that. So anyway, Sean gets her model, and she is like, my model is a plus size model. I've never worked with a plus size model before. This is my first time, mind you, her and her sister, the twins, they've only worked with like pop stars, Katy Perry, those types of chicks. So that's kind of their vibe. That's what they're into. And yeah, like, she totally has a problem. So let me show you another picture that I captured while I was watching. And so this is the card that she was given, and this is her model. It says that her model is 5'11". She has a 36C bust, a 31.5 waist, hips are 44, shoe size 9.5. In all accounts, this is like an average size woman. Like, this woman is like so not plus size to me. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. I had my son get out the measuring tape. I was like, Rain, I need you to tell me, what are my measurements? Because, oh, dag, I just realized that I don't know if I shared that. I didn't share that. My bad. Let me go back. Let me go back. Sorry. All right. So I'm sharing it now, right? Here. Okay. Here are the measurements. Do you see that? So again, height 5'11", bust 36C, waist 31.5, hips 44, shoe size 9.5. Like, I don't think that I'm skinny by any means. I'm never, I just recently lost like a couple of pounds, but I don't think I've ever been plus size. Like, I've never considered myself plus size. So the fact that she kept harping on this, I had my son, measure me so I can see where I am. So my personal measurements, I ain't gonna tell y'all my bust size because they ain't none of y'all business, but but my waist is 34 and my hips were 40. So this woman's waist is 31.5. She has a smaller waist than I do, and her hips are bigger than mine. So I'm like, and I wear a 9.5 shoe as well, between 9 and 9.5. She's taller than I am. I'm like a 5'9". She's like 5'11". So, like I said, by all accounts, this woman is not what I would consider plus size. But again, she just kept going on and on. And like the entire episode, she mentioned several times about how she struggled with the challenge. She had such a hard time with the challenge. Because she just couldn't design for a plus size person. She couldn't imagine a plus size person wanting to wear her designs. I mean, and she was just going on. And they only had a 1-day challenge. So the fact that she spent the entire first day like complaining basically and crying and stressed out instead of actually working with her team to kind of get a vision. Then the one young lady went in a direction of doing like this braided effect on the boot on the top, which was really beautiful. And she says, oh, this is like so overdone. Every season when they have an unconventional challenge, someone does this braided top. Where'd they do that at? Like, first of all, it was a dope idea. The way that she was executing it was like so nice. she clearly was hating on a girl, but I mean, again, it's a competition. I guess I get it. But instead of her like creating something that might compete with that or be in the same, because again, it's a team challenge. So cohesion is important. But she just basically dismissed it, her and her sister. And then the sister was going in a direction that would have tied in better with that look, but decided to change her entire look to match the direction that she was going. So it was just definitely like this whole having twins in there. It's kind of weird. Like, it's like they're their own team and they're supposed to be on a 5-person team. It was just crazy. So anyway, I won't go on and on about that. Just, they get into the looks. Tim comes in, he gives them some critique. He's like, well, what are your team names? What are your vision? Does this, he does the Tim. He gives them some feedback. So with Botany, I don't know if you saw it last week. Last week, she created a look that was for a plus size girl, but her style is so totally different. Like, this dress that she made didn't even seem like something that she would make. So it seemed like she in herself maybe even had some issues with designing for a regular size or plus size person, whereas she had picked this fabric and it was just like, then she was trying to put all these appliques on. It was just like a mess, like nothing like the style that she exudes for her own self, which I love, right? So they kind of checked her on that she was on the bottom, and so this week, Tim gives her some critique. He's like, listen, boo, she had like this paper thing going on and it just was not, I mean, meanwhile her teammates are like busting out like special paint treatments. Like the one dude, I think is his name Brandon, I believe his name is Brandon. My man had his whole, like a whole thing of fabric where he just hand stenciled this fabric where he was going to make his jumpsuit out of. Kenya, she goes in, she takes the newspaper, makes a fabric out of the newspaper by putting it in between like 2 sheets of plastic, sewing it up. Like, her tailoring is impeccable. Everybody's going in with all these like new ideas, and she comes out with this paper, and they're like, Tim was like, girlfriend, I'm gonna need you to not let this competition get the best of you. Like, go in with your team, see what revisit this. So she ends up scrapping the whole thing, taking another look at it, just redoing it in a way that's herself and really her voice. And it definitely showed in her look. Like, it came out really nice. All right. So, I'm going to let you watch the episode so that you can see the fashions, like me trying to explain, all the like the dopeness that came down the runway. Oh, one of the things that I did write down here though, I think it was on I believe it was the Team Wasabi team. One of the guys, he had this like, these like metal pieces that were curled up. My man made a dress out of like metal and then sewed it around. The girl was like, I'm getting cut up. Like, then she said that the little brief pants that he made underneath, because it was like a sheer plastic short with the painted thing. So I guess this must have been somebody that was on. Must have been on I don't know whose team. It must have been on Brandon's team in Botany. So that must have been Eric. I think that guy's name is Eric. But anyway, yeah, like he had these like sheer shorts and with the little things she said it like pinched her in the little lady parts. I was like, first of all, this stuff came out the trash and you gonna give me some shorts and I don't have on anything underneath that none of this stuff was washed. Ew, where they tell that at? And then you like cutting her arms up, like her arms all cut up underneath here. I was like, man, Project Runway is too much. Like, fashion is just too much. Anyway, what else? Okay, the finger in the mouth, the lady bits. I'm trying to think if I had any other notes. Oh, so at the end, they call them all out. The top group, I won't spoil it for you because you might actually go back and watch it, and you should, and I recommend that you do, because it's a great episode. And oh, dang, I didn't just talk about the Avon looks. Actually, I will probably just post them, but there were like some. Actually, yeah, let me go back and talk about the Avon because that's the important part. So the Japanese look, I know they did like this exaggerated lip thing, like with the, the Asian exaggerated lip. Then there was another, the other group did like the smudged lip. I thought that was a little weird. So I'm going to post some pictures later so that you can actually see what that, it was just like if somebody just had put some makeup on and just like wore it all day and smeared it and didn't like, I don't know, it was a little weird. I don't know, trying to be fashion forward. And then the other used the Mark lip paints and did like some cool, just like neutral ombre effect with that. So I'm like I said, I'm going to post the pictures later so you can see it and see the products that they use for that. All right. Because yeah, the Avon makeup is bomb this season. The makeup is bomb, and I'm liking what they doing. So anyway, all right. So runway time. They pick the group that's on the top. They pick the group that's on the bottom. Um, it comes out that the guy that's on the bottom is I mean, the guy, I guess, what's his name? Jarrell Centel. Centel, that dress was ugly. Like, but the thing is, they were in a group project. I get that as a competition. I really do. But nobody said, dude, that's ugly. Like, what you doing? Like nobody checked him at all. Then he rushed through his thing, this ugly, I mean, that garment was so bad. He rushes through it. He got like an hour or two to kill. What is he doing? Helping Sean, the freak out chick, reconstruct her whole garment. She over there, okay, I'm going to need a belt. Can you do a belt? Where they do that at? Like, girlfriend was straight delegating her whole look to everybody else. And as a team project, they did rally together. But then her look was better than his, and you did the top, and her top was well put together. Oh, boo! Shame on you. So basically, Centel helped her with her stuff. It came to the bottom. She was like, that was whack. Everyone else did kind of say Sean was the weakest link, but at the end of the day, there was just no like rationale behind his look. It was just ugly. Like if he would have had just a little bit more creativity, like why would he pick green and it's a trash bag, green plastic? Like that's as literal to trash bag as you can get. I mean, he could have at minimum went for that whole braided thing that the other girl was doing or some kind of variation. Like it wasn't a good look, and he missed the mark, so he had to go, unfortunately. But if it wasn't for that, Sean Chick would have been out. So anyway, that's that. That's pretty much my recap. Um, so what I will do, because of the length of this, I'm gonna let this go, and then I'm gonna just do a whole new video for my unbox me item. So with that being said, look out for next week for the season 2. Oh my god, this is not season 2. Season 6. Are we on season 16? Season 16, episode 3 is next week, and I will watch it and give you my recap. Peace.